I kicked my wife of 14 years out for cheating for the 6th time. I'm a 37 years old male. I was married for 10 years and with her for 14 years. I found out 4 months ago that she was cheating again. A little backstory. My soon-to-be ex and I started our relationship on kind of a bad note. She cheated on her then boyfriend with me. She claimed at the time that she was leaving him and that she slept separate from him. That it was completely over with them. I should have known better. So we started dating and not even a week goes by and she's already riding around with her ex. Saying she was just giving him a ride because she felt bad. That was a red flag for me, but I hadn't had a girlfriend in 2 years at this point, so desperation might have played in my decision making. I was lonely. So I decided to give her the benefit of the doubt and stayed with her. She had no place to go once she moved out of her ex's place, so I started sneaking her in the place I was staying at, risking me getting kicked out so that she had a place to stay. I was staying with my grandmother at the time. Well, eventually I got caught sneaking her in, so my grandma said she wasn't welcome anymore. So instead of breaking it off, I moved out with her with no place to go. We ended up at my sister's childhood friend's dad's house for a night. We slept in a garage. Then my stepdad's aunt took us in. Everything was great for a while. That first year was the only good year we had as far as our relationship goes. So all this time has gone by and she's only worked maybe 4 or 5 months out of the first year. Then she got fired. So I worked and tried to support us the best I could. So with the help of my stepdad, we found a place of our own. This was my first place on my own. Hers as well. Everything was going okay, and then she got pregnant. I was happy because I always wanted to be a dad. I loved my daughter more than anything. Well, we fell on hard times because she hadn't worked at all and it was only me supporting us. Unfortunately, I had a menial job and didn't make much money. So we borrowed money from a guy she knew through a friend of hers. That was all well and good, but what I didn't know was that she started sleeping with him. She was 21 and he was around 60. This is the first time she cheated. She tried to tell me that he told her stories of his time in prison and how he killed someone and got away with it, and that if she didn't sleep with him, he'd kill me. She had a steady affair with him for at least 3 months. When I found out, I lost it. I couldn't believe that she would sleep with this man in our bed with our daughter not 20 feet away. My daughter was only 1. Well, I made her stop seeing him and tried to work it out for the sake of our child. I thought, we all make mistakes, who am I to judge? So I convinced myself that she was telling the truth about him forcing her, so we filed a police report, went to court, and nothing came of it. Turns out he never went to prison and never killed anyone, so I thought her story was a little far-fetched after that, but I continued the relationship thinking it was a one-time deal. I was wrong. Not even a month later, I get a call from some random guy telling me that she's been talking to him and even went to go see him while she was supposed to be out looking for a job. While I was at home watching our daughter, he was angry with her for not leaving me for him, so he outed her to me. Long story short, I forgave again. Then about 6 months after that, a random woman calls me to tell me that she has been sending nudes to her boyfriend whom she has kids with. She wanted to let me know what my ex was doing because she was as hurt as I was again. Forgiveness, stupid, I know. So at this point in the story I decide I'll marry her, let her know that I'm serious about her even though she's made mistakes. She's the mother of my child. I can't just kick her to the curb and have my daughter grow up with separated parents, can I? I didn't want to do that to my daughter, so after we get married we moved away to another state. I'm thinking we can get a fresh start away from all the bad memories. We can begin anew. Unfortunately, I was not mentally prepared to just act like nothing happened. I didn't trust her at all and it became a big problem. She tried hard for a while to prove she could be trusted and that she was sorry for what she did to me, but again, she cheats not right away, but soon enough after we moved. First my son was born, then she decided to cheat again. This time she was sending nudes to random people online. I mean anyone that would give her the time of day. She would send nudes to. She's pretty too, not ugly. And I catch her, once again. And once again she cries and apologizes and swears to never do it again and again. I don't want to break up my family because she hurt me. I thought, I can take it. For my kids now, we're on our 3rd or 4th year together. Keep in mind, she's been staying at home this whole time while I worked, so she had all day to do whatever she wanted and I had to suffer that anxiety knowing what she could be doing. So about the time my son turned 4, I found out that she was doing it again, but this time she was sending everyone she could nudes. I mean, she sent the neighbor guy nudes and another neighbor told me about it. Then 6 months after that, I found out she was talking to around 30 people online at once. She had 193 nudes, and around 30 or 40 videos that she was sending to random people. Her mother actually gave her a secret phone so she could cheat. Now don't get me wrong, I wasn't perfect. I was angry a lot, and was suspicious a lot, and I was hurt. So I had more bad days than good ones. So I tried to take my responsibility that I may have pushed her to cheat because I was standoffish sometimes. It's a hard thing to forgive someone for cheating. It's hard to act like everything's okay, or to convince yourself it's okay. But I still didn't want to break up my family. I didn't want my kids to have to go through that. So I stayed. A little while after that we moved to a new house. The house I live in now. Everything seemed okay, but I was wrong again. This time, she met some random guy online. Invited him to our house while I was working second shift and was sleeping with him in our bed, again. She even lied in her confessions. But I stayed. We were 12 years in at this point. I promised myself that if she ever does it again, that I would make her leave no matter what, so that's what I did. This last time she kind of told on herself. She was watching a TikTok and was trying a new filter and wanted me to try it too. So she hands me her phone and there it is. In the little thumbnails of the most recent pictures were more nudes. So I say, "What's this?" And she says, "Oh, I was going to send them to you." I knew better. So she confessed. Again. And I calmly told her she had to move out. It took her 2 months, but she finally moved out. That was 2 months ago. I was nice. I didn't yell or scream. I didn't threaten to take the kids. Actually, I told her I would do a no-fault, no-contest divorce if she could just do 2 things. Let me know when you start seeing someone. For closure. And please don't bring that person around our children until the relationship is serious. She gave me an STD, so she's not exactly the best judge of character. I don't want to have to worry about what scumbag she brings around our kids. I didn't think that was too much to ask. Well, I was wrong again. The past 5 weeks have raised a lot of reflags. And I'm 99% sure she's seeing someone already. And to me, that's just a kick to the balls. I even helped her move into her new place, and she waited about 3 weeks before dating again. I thought, have you no shame? Do I mean so little to you that you would do something like this again after only a few weeks? It let me know that she never actually cared about me, and only cares about herself and getting what she wants, with no regard for me, herself, or most importantly, our children. Now my story is a little bit all over the place, but I'm upset just reliving all of this, so I'm sorry. Here's why I decided to post this here. When we moved here, we had no one, just us, no friends, no family, just us, and it's been that way for 10 years. No one to babysit, no one to celebrate holidays with except each other. Almost all of my family has passed. I literally have one family member other than my children, but I really don't want to burden him if I don't have to, so I thought, maybe if I express it here I'll feel a little better. So today, after about 3 weeks of walking around with this anxiety, I asked her to come to my house so we could talk. She wouldn't unless I told her what I wanted to talk about. I told her I'd rather talk in person, but she wasn't having it, so I caved and asked her calmly who she was seeing. She immediately became defensive and told me we're not together anymore and it's none of my business. So I said, actually we're still married, and you dating before we're officially divorced is still adultery. And what you're exposing my children to is absolutely my business. So she started threatening me about court, saying that if I try to get her in trouble, she'd tell them about the fight we got into 3 years ago. We had been arguing and she tried to walk down my 50-yard rock driveway barefoot because she was drunk, so I grabbed her shoulders to keep her from cutting up her feet. Well, her mother's boyfriend, who lives in another state, called the cops because she called her mother crying and because she had slight bruising on her arms. They charged me with DV. Well, I did PTI and got the case dropped and my record expunged, but as soon as she gets angry, she threatens me. Now I know that in my state, they would grant me custody and make her pay me child support. I don't want that. Hurting her would hurt my children. If she matters to them, she has to matter to me. I have no choice. My kids are my everything. But now I'm afraid of who she'll bring around them and what she'll say in court, starting problems that aren't necessary. I split all our stuff and all our money. I was nice, let her have time to find a place, was supportive of her because she was more upset than me 4 months ago, but now it's like I'm yesterday's trash. She doesn't care that she's hurting me, so it all finally hit me today and I broke down. I miss her, can you believe that? It's pathetic. I know I would never be with her or trust her again, but I still miss her. Even now it makes me feel weak. I feel all alone because I am all alone. I have no friends or family here to talk to. I can't talk to my children. I can't even talk to a psychologist because I don't have benefits at my job. I'm screaming and dying inside. I don't know what to do to make this horrible feeling go away. So now I'm boring you guys with my story because I have no one else after everything I've done for her. I can't believe she would treat me this way. She acts like I'm the one who should be sorry. So now I'm confused on my next course of action. I thought to myself, well, now she's threatened me, so I need to start gathering evidence. Evidence of her cheating, and evidence of her poor judgment. But I really don't want to do that. I called a lawyer. Thought about hiring a PI. I just really don't want it to come to that. Most of all, I'm hurt and confused. And very sad. If you've read this all the way through, thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time to hear my story. It still doesn't really feel any better even though I got some of my feelings out. I just feel empty and alone. Cliché, I know, but it's truly how I feel. How could someone who claims to love and care for you, treat you like you don't matter because they're angry? She's treating me like I'm the one who cheated. It's very painful. Anyway, I know it'll get better with time. I'm sure I could find someone to treat me right. I'm never going to let her back into my life. And I know that all that matters are my kids. But I'm in so much pain right now. I just want this to pass. It's crippling. And if you are still reading this, take this one piece of advice. If you're not happy, don't pretend to be. It won't work. Actually, it'll make things worse. Don't settle for anything, and that includes relationships. I feel like such a fool. No one I know would forgive someone for cheating that many times. Most people I know would have broke it off the first time she cheated. And I didn't. So now I feel like a jackass. A used and abused jackass. I accept my responsibility for my mistakes in this relationship, but I don't deserve this. Or maybe I do, I don't know. For now I'm just going to try and focus on my kids and my job. One day at a time. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1. I'ma be real, not reading all that, but by the title you did the right thing, clearly doesn't respect you or the relationship. Redditor 2, you are a better person than I am, cause I would have gathered everything against her, and screw her as bad as possible. I hope she's a better mother than she is a partner, cause she sounds like she's an overall jerk. You didn't deserve it. No matter how angry of a person you are were. She ducking sucks, dude. I hope things get better for you.